Hello, everyone. Welcome to Durrett's Take. It's that time of the week where I'm going to go over my week two predictions for my top 10 games this week in college football. I was 7-3 last week, so not bad, especially for week one. But let's get started with week two. So let's get started with the underrated game. I have Oregon State, who's 1-0, versus Fresno State, 1-0. It's a late night game on CBS Sports Network. Oregon State's 1 point favorites, so basically a pick 'em game. Um, Oregon State demolished Boise State last week so badly that Boise's 3-year starting quarterback had to be benched in the second quarter. I knew that the Beavers, returning their, quarterback and their running back, the offense would be just fine, but I was surprised how the defense played, forcing all those turnovers. Either Boise's offense is bad once again this year, or Oregon State might be a surprise contender in the Pac-12. The defense will get a test facing one of the most underrated quarterbacks in college football, Jane Keener for Fresno State. Um, I think Fresno State, like them and Air Force, basically are my top two favorites to win the Mountain West this year. So I feel like they're going to be very good. And I think at home, Fresno State would definitely score some points here and make this game interesting. Be one possession type of game. But I'm going to have Oregon State winning it out, though. I'm going to have them winning 35-27. Next, you got Mississippi State 1-0 versus Arizona 1-0, 11 p.m. Eastern time game on FS1. Mississippi State's an 11-point favorite. This may have gone unnoticed, but Arizona won a non-conference FBS game, which they have not done since 2018. Let me say that again. They have not won a non-conference FBS game since 2018 until this past Saturday. And San Diego State's a good Mountain West team, so that wasn't just a defeat over a team like UMass. No offense to them. But Arizona quarterback Jaden DeLora, who's a Washington State transfer, and their star wide receiver Jay Cowan, who's a UTEP transfer, just gives their offense a pulse, basically makes them way more explosive. Their defense is still a little bit of work in progress, which is why I'll take Mississippi State to win this game. But since Mississippi State has to travel all the way out west for a late night game, don't be surprised if it's closer than what the experts are thinking here. I have Mississippi State winning 38-26. Next, you got Iowa State 1-0 versus Iowa 1-0. Iowa's a 3.5-point favorite. It's a 4 o'clock game on Big Ten Network. The only reason this is not a top 10 game, the only reason this is a top 10 game is because this is an underrated rivalry, in my opinion. Like, every time these two teams play, it's usually close, it's usually a game. But however, after seeing Iowa not scoring a touchdown and barely beating South Dakota State last week, I think we're in for a slugfest here. The goal for either team in this case is just to score a touchdown. Can we at least see one touchdown, please? Preferably not defense touchdown, but I want to see some type of offensive scoring here. But I'll take Iowa to win here since they're at home, but also they usually dominate in this rivalry. But don't expect this to be a high scoring game at all. I have Iowa winning 10-9. Next, 7, you got Arizona State 1-0 versus 11 Oklahoma State 1-0. Oklahoma State's 11-point favorite. 7:30 ESPN2 game. The Oklahoma State offense, didn't miss a beat last week from last year. Now the problem is their defense has definitely changed from last year. With their defense coordinator going to Ohio State, and you can already see the difference there. And the Oklahoma State, defense gave up 44 points to Central Michigan, which is just unacceptable. That's why I think even though the Cowboys are better than Arizona State this year, they're going to let Arizona State kind of hang around. But again, I'll still take Oklahoma State and shoot it here. I have them winning 40-31. Next, you got South Carolina 1-0 versus 16 Arkansas 1-0. Arkansas's favorite 8.5. It's a new game on ESPN. While the final score may not indicate it, the Spencer Rattler era for South Carolina did not get off to the cleanest start against Georgia State. And if you're struggling against Georgia State, then what is Arkansas's defense going to do to Rattler's question? Now, because Arkansas played such a physical game with Cincinnati last week, and players including quarterback KJ Jefferson did not leave that game 100% by any means, I expect the Gamecocks to hang around here. But in the end, once again at home, Arkansas will survive and get the home win. I have them winning 23-17. Next, you got 10 USC 1-0 versus Stanford 1-0. 7:30 game ABC primetime. USC is a 9-point favorite. The Lincoln Riley are to start off good against Rice, but a lot of people are still kind of overreacting. USC is still kind of high them up. I'm just kind of a wait and see approach here. I feel like the offense will be good as advertised so far, but the defense is okay, let's see how they do here, especially since Stanford beat them last year. Let's not forget that Stanford was a 3-9 team, and one of their wins came against USC. So I feel like Stanford can easily make this a game, especially being at home here. Now I'm going to take USC to win here, but again, it'll be close to what the experts think. I have USC winning 35-31. Next, you got number 4. You got 20 Kentucky 1-0 versus 12 Florida 1-0. Florida's 4.5-point favorite. I mean, Florida surprised a lot of people. I had them, as a 6-6 type of team, but maybe this could be the second best SEC East team instead of Kentucky or Tennessee or South Carolina. I'll admit I was not high on Florida quarterback Anthony Richardson, but to me, he reminds me of a bigger Lamar Jackson. Once he becomes more of a consistent passer, then he'll be really good. Florida will definitely try to run the ball a lot, like in Week 1 against Utah. Except one thing Kentucky was good last year was their run defense. So it'll be kind of interesting to see which one gives there. Now, if Kentucky's starting running back Chris Rodriguez is eligible to play, I would take the Wildcats to win. But since it looks like he's not remain out and their other running back is out, I'm going to take Florida to ride the hot wave here and get another win out of the winning 17-14 in a lower scoring game. Next, you got 24 Tennessee 1-0 versus 17 Pittsburgh 1-0, 3:30 game on ABC. Tennessee's 6.5-point favorite. Expect some fireworks here. Both offenses should look great, in my opinion. To me, this is one of the most underrated games of the week, in my opinion. If Tennessee wants to flip the script from last year and be, a contender in SEC, their defense can't be as bad as it was last year. Their defense has to be good this year, and this can't turn the track meet, which I unfortunately think will be. Now, as we saw last week, Pittsburgh is fine to be in track meet, but I think in this case specifically, whoever has the ball last will win this game. And to me, my gut feeling is Tennessee's going to have the ball last, therefore they're going to win. So I have Tennessee winning 37-34. Next, you got 9 Baylor 1-0 versus 21 BYU 1-0. BYU's 3.5-point favorite, surprisingly. 10:15 ESPN game. This game flies under the radar, too. For Baylor, if they win this game, then their schedule sets them up to go a nice run before they face Oklahoma State at home in October. But then also, if they win, this will tell us a lot of, okay, is Baylor basically, not exactly, but basically the same team as last year that won the Big 12? Because if so, if they win this game, then that's my good conclusion from it, basically. But if they lose this game, then it's like, okay, then they'll be good, but maybe not Big 12 title good. And as far as BYU goes, like, they want to win, 10 plus games 3 years in a row now. So this would be a lot telling for them as far as, okay, can they, hang with the big boys? Because last year against Baylor, they didn't do as good of a job in that game. So now at home, plus with Notre Dame, Arkansas, and Oregon later down the line, it's like, I want to see how they do here. I think this will be a competitive game. It'll go either way here. But to me, it's just I just feel like Baylor will persevere and win here. Barely. I have them winning 27-23. And then last but not least, one Alabama 1-0 versus Texas 1-0 noon Fox game. Alabama's a 20-point favorite. Both teams took care of business in their openers. But the question remains, is Texas ready for this type of battle against the top team in the country? My feeling is they are not ready for it, and they still have some more recruiting and work to do in that regard. I expect Alabama to put this game away in the second half. I have Alabama winning 45-17. So thank you very much for listening to my podcast today. Please subscribe to my channel, tell me about me. Let me know what you think of my picks here. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day.